Good morning, Sam. It is Tuesday, June 8th, 2021. This week, I was thinking a lot about old friends. I've been back home and interacting with people for the first time in over a year. Graduation parties are happening. I went to 2 this past weekend. And they were both just a great experience, not only to celebrate the people that were graduating, but also to see the other people that were there. I remember when I was ending high school and my dad told me that I had to have a graduation party, and it wasn't just for me, but it was so that other people would have a chance to see each other. A chance for people to interact that haven't seen each other in a long time is so crucially important. And after the last year that we've had, stuck in our homes, it's glorious to see people once again. It's also fascinating to me because last time I saw people, I was 19. I was a teenager, I was a kid, and I'm gonna turn 21 at the end of this week. Hanging out with people in their 20s and 30s, suddenly the barrier between our ages has shrunk immensely. I feel like I'm much closer to people in that age range, and they're treating me like they feel like I'm the same. And so seeing old friends for the first time in a year and a half, the conversations and interactions that we had with one another were on a different level. Suddenly, it wasn't strange to ask someone in their 30s if they wanted to go out to lunch. In fact, that felt like the right, normal thing to do. Yesterday, I went out and had coffee with a dear friend from high school. I hadn't seen her since I started at Denison, and we had a ton to talk about. We talked about how strange it is to be adults now, to be living on our own, near our parents, but not with them. We're becoming the people that we want to become. We're forming our own identities and ideas, and even though we hadn't talked in years, we were able to pick up right where we left off, having conversations about horror movies and strange local art pieces. Friendships are so incredibly, absolutely important. Sam, I value my friendship with you immensely, and I think now more than ever, as we step outside of this pandemic, it's so crucially important to connect with those people in our lives. I've found myself in the last couple of weeks reaching out to friends that I haven't talked to in years, just asking them out to coffee or lunch, or just go for a walk and say hi. There are lots of people that I've met over the years, and yes, it's absolutely hard to maintain those connections over time, but it's so incredibly important to try as best we can. Over the years, as I grow up, there are certain people that are closer or further away from me at any given moment. But my goal in these times in particular is to reach out to the people who I want to connect with. Reach out to the friends that I haven't talked with since high school. The ones that I meant to, but just never did. Because even if it's awkward at first, even if you only have an email address from 3 years ago and just keep your fingers crossed that they're gonna respond, I'm nearly certain that it'll be worth it in the end. Finding the connections with people and really, truly trying to maintain them. It's been so hard in the last year. I want to connect with the people in my life, young and old, that I know, that I have known, and that I hope to know in the future. And so I think part of the person that I want to be as I grow up is someone who does text you. And even if it's been 2 years, pretends like it hasn't, and asks if you want to go out for a drink. Because I'd love to see you, and I'd love to hang out. Sam, I'll see you tomorrow.